Hi guys, I hope you're doing well. Today's video is a tag video, and this tag was started by the Simple Chic Life. I wasn't tagged by anybody, but I decided to do it anyway because I think it's such an interesting way to share my fragrances. And I will be tagging a few creators here on YouTube to do this tag towards the end of the video. So if that's something you're interested in, please keep watching. And before we start, you know what you need to do. Please hit the subscribe button, like this video, and comment on my videos. I know a lot of you who are watching are not subscribed, and I would really like if you did. And also remember to hit the notification bell so you don't miss any videos. So let's start. The first question is, what is your gateway niche scent? And I have two picks for that category because I do. So technically, Mitsuko from Guerlain is my first niche fragrance that I had bought. I have always loved Guerlain. I love the house. I was familiar with the fragrances from this house, and I was also familiar with the history of this fragrance. So I was very excited when this was available for purchase. But at that time, I did not appreciate this fragrance. I don't know, maybe it had something to do with the hot and humid climate, or maybe I was just not ready to appreciate it. Let's just say that. So when I sprayed it, I thought the opening was too spicy, too citrusy, and I didn't think it was anything spectacular. I thought it was very ordinary, and I didn't quite understand the fuss around it. So I just kept it around. It just stayed in my closet. I would bring it out every now and then, but it was too strong for that kind of climate, and I didn't appreciate it. And it's only in the last few years that I have started to enjoy and love this fragrance. But technically, this is the first fragrance that I bought. So the first niche fragrance that I liked and loved actually from first sniff is Quelques Fleurs L'Original from Ubico. Actually, both of these fragrances are really old. They're both over a century old, if you can believe that. This one was released in, I think, 1912 or 1913. And this one also came out in 1919. So yeah, both are over 100 years old. But while this one can smell a bit vintage to some people, this one doesn't smell vintage at all, at least in my opinion. This is a very powdery, light floral fragrance, and this was a pioneer fragrance at that time. This one does not smell of any particular flower note. All of them are so well blended that it really does smell like a bouquet. And it's no surprise that Princess Diana chose this to wear on her wedding day, because this is such a lovely, light, effervescent fragrance. It opens up very green, very fresh. It's like a beautiful spring morning, like there's fresh dew. It's very dewy, it's very sweet, and it's a very happy, cheerful fragrance. It smells clean, it smells pure, smells quite feminine, very pretty, like I imagine somebody on a swing on a beautiful day, you know, just swinging, and their clothes are flowing in the air and they're just swinging on the swing. This one reminds me of, like, you're really nicely dressed up with flowing, light, airy garments, nothing heavy that'll pin you down, but something that kind of helps you walk. It adds momentum to your stride, that kind of a fragrance, you know, that's why I love it so much. So yeah, this is my gateway niche fragrance. Next question is your significant other's favorite scent on you, and that would be Santal Royale. He absolutely loves this on me. Most of the time he doesn't comment on my perfumes, but this one he always does. He's very happy when I wear it. Every time I wear it, he'll say, "Oh, you're wearing my favorite perfume. I love it." Usually he does not like very strong or sweet fragrances on me, because this one is quite strong and it is a bit sweet initially. This is a fragrance that I love from first sniff. I absolutely love the oud in it. It is a pretty strong oud in my opinion, and the opening is quite sweet. It's a very rosy oud, although it says Santal Royale. I've mentioned that before also, that I do get a lot more rose than sandalwood, at least initially. As I wear it, the rose kind of settles down and a lot of woodiness comes through. I do get some sandalwood, and then as it develops, it becomes quite dark, very smoky, very woody, and quite dry. And after some time, the leather also comes through, and usually I don't like leather in my fragrances, but in this it's so well blended. It goes really well with the oud, it goes quite well with the roses, and you get this slight bitterness from the leather, which I really do enjoy quite a bit. It's a very strong fragrance and you don't need a lot of sprays. Normally I spray a lot, but this one I can do with just maybe 2 to 4 sprays, because it is very strong and it can get very strong if you overspray it. The projection and sillage are pretty strong for the first 4 to 5 hours. And it's one of those fragrances that last all day. It even lasts after I wash my clothes. So it's a pretty strong and potent fragrance. This was my first oud fragrance that I liked, and this is the fragrance that really introduced me to oud. And I do need to add more oud fragrances in my collection. Question 3 is most hype fragrance in your collection. And that would have to be Grand Soir by Maison Francoise Courchamp. This one has been quite hyped up on YouTube. A lot of YouTubers have been talking about it. And I do kind of agree with the hype. It is a very gorgeous amber fragrance. On me, it's more amber and vanilla. And this is a fragrance that has grown on me. I wasn't sure of it initially because the opening I thought was too masculine, but now I do love it. It does smell very rich, very luxurious. It's very well blended. It's a very full-bodied kind of a fragrance. Very well rounded. It feels luscious, it's sophisticated, it's very elegant. It's something that you'd want to wear to the gala or to the opera, you know, one of those kind of fragrances. And the name, of course, is Grand Soir, so, you know, it is for a special occasion. This fragrance glistens and it feels very clean because the amber is so well done. The opening does smell quite spicy, quite like a masculine fragrance to me. There is some spice in there, although it's not in the notes, but something smells spicy to me. But as it develops, it becomes a very nice, elegant, well-rounded, glistening amber fragrance. The projection and sillage are quite moderate, but it's a very strong fragrance. So again, I can't overspray this one either. It's going to be too strong, too overwhelming for me. And I have done that a few times and I realized, okay, this one just needs maybe, again, 2 to 3 sprays and that's it. Question 4 is the fragrance in your collection that gets the most hate. And that would be Mitsuko again. I think this is a fragrance that a lot of people don't like. I have seen videos where people say that they bought it and they didn't like it. They thought it smelled like a very old lady, very dated, and it just was not for them. And I quite understand it because, as I mentioned earlier, that I myself did not like it initially. It is a fragrance that I started liking only in the last few years, so maybe it has something to do with the age. I'm not that old though. I'm still not a grandma. My kids are quite young. But I still love it and I've been wearing it for so long, for so many years, that I don't think it's vintage anymore. But I totally understand why some people do think it's a bit difficult to wear, and there are so many newer fragrances now in the market which are more appealing. They're sweet, so I totally understand it, but I love this fragrance. I will continue to love it and wear it. To me, this one is a masterpiece, and if you've been on my channel, you know I do enjoy quite a bit of vintage fragrances because they are way more complex, they have a lot more notes, they smell different as they continue to develop throughout the day. And that is what I really enjoy in my fragrances. And a lot of the older fragrances do pretty much that. And this one certainly does it. And so that's why I absolutely love it, even though it's not very popular. Question 5 is favorite perfume to wear to sleep. And for that, I have a few actually. I couldn't just pick up one, because it changes every now and then. But lately I have been wearing Chambre d'Arôme. I wear Chamade and I also wear Vol de Nuit. So pretty much Guerlain classics that I like to wear at night because these 3 are very light, powdery fragrances. They're not too strong, not too overwhelming. I usually wear them a bit earlier in the evening so I can actually enjoy the fragrance because once I'm asleep, I don't smell anything. I like these because these are quite relaxing, very calming fragrances. These are very powdery, they're green and quite woody. These make me feel quite relaxed, very special, very elegant. It's like I'm a queen going to bed. If I'm not wearing something that is already lingering on from the day, then I will pick one of these for the evening, or maybe I sometimes even combine them. Question 6 is best new purchase. And for that, I will have to go with Ombre Nuit from Maison Christian Dior. This is my second amber fragrance that I've purchased. Up until recently, I had amber in fragrances only as a base note, but Recently, I have bought fragrances where it is the main note, like Grand Soir and this one. But this is just absolutely stunning, guys. This one smells very spicy, very delicious. It's almost mouth-watering. You know, every time I wear this, I feel like my mouth is watering, and not in a gourmand sort of way. It's just the fragrance. It's so beautifully done. It's very sensual. It's very seductive. It's very captivating kind of a fragrance. And I absolutely love wearing this. It is a fragrance that easily goes from day to night. It lasts very long and it just smells absolutely delicious. I love it. I have really been enjoying this. And every time I wear this, I just want to smell it more and more. It's that kind of a fragrance. It's warm, it's cozy, it's yummy. It smells very special. It smells very elegant. It smells sensual. I was afraid that I may not like it because I thought that it might get too sweet, but it doesn't. It's just fine. I can handle this much sweetness. The spices kind of cut through that and they make it very interesting, very enchanting. It's a unisex fragrance and it's absolutely stunning, you guys. Beautiful it is. Do try this one if you can. Question 7 is most worn fragrance of all time. Now this one is very difficult to pick up. So I'm going by the bottle that I have repurchased, and I have quite a few that I've repurchased. So I'm going to go with Aqua Allegoria Rosa Fizz or Aqua Allegoria Bouquet Numéro 2. This bottle's almost done. This is almost half done. This is a fragrance that I do love and I enjoy wearing. It's a very light rose fragrance. It's a fruity rose. You have lychee, you've got peonies, it's got plums, blackcurrant, mandarin orange, and it's of course got rose, it's got sandalwood, benzoin and white musk. So it's very light, very airy, very uplifting. It's a gorgeous fragrance for summer and spring. And although this one is fruity floral, which is not always my favorite category of perfume, but I love this one. It does not smell juvenile at all to me. I think the florals do balance them out. However, it does smell very playful, very flirty, very easy wearing. It's an easy grab for me for summer and spring. And it's a very happy fragrance. It's a very cheerful, happy, easygoing, carefree kind of a fragrance. And I enjoy wearing this. And I always will have this in my collection. And so I can say that this is my most worn fragrance. Question 8 is perfume that gets you the most compliments, and that would be Chloe Eau de Parfum. So I don't get a lot of compliments, but when I do get, it has been on this fragrance and a few others, but this one has been, I think, the most, because this is my go-to fragrance for work during summer and spring. This one projects quite a bit. It has quite a sillage, and people can smell, they think that I smell like roses. I have received quite a few compliments from my co-workers saying that it smells really nice, that I always smell so good. What is it that I'm wearing? They all want to know. This is a very beautiful musky rose fragrance. Again, I don't like musk much, but in this one it smells just fine, and it's also quite woody. It's very happy, very elegant. It's a very sophisticated, put together kind of a fragrance. It's a beautiful everyday daytime fragrance. It's casual, yet it's quite dressed up. I pull this out when I can't think of anything else to wear. It's a really easy grab for me and very long lasting, which I really do appreciate in summer months. This one also has some fruit. It's got lychee, but the rose and the musk and the cedar are way more pronounced in this than the Aqua Allegoria that I mentioned earlier. And this was also quite hyped up a few years back, but not many people are talking about it. But I think it's a gorgeous fragrance. This is my second bottle of this fragrance, and I can't wait to get back to it in summer. Question 9 is the most surprising perfume in your collection, and that would have to be La Vie est Belle Intensement. And that is because it is quite a departure from the typical fragrances that I like. This is a very fruity, sweet fragrance, and just the kind of fragrance I usually don't like. This one has raspberry, which I don't care much for in a fragrance. It makes it too sweet, and because it has pink pepper, I'm able to tolerate the raspberry a bit more. And this one also has vanilla, which is another note that I'm not too fond of, but this one works quite well. And I found myself smelling my arm when I was trying this out. I liked it so much. I just felt that I had to have it. I mostly get raspberries, pink pepper, orange blossom, vanilla, and patchouli in this fragrance. It's very strong, very long lasting. Again, not too many sprays are required. And it's not very cloying. I do think it's a very easy wearing fragrance if you don't overspray this one. And for me, it comes in handy for one of those very rare days when I want to smell something sweet, something playful, something fruity that would last a long time, something that is very uplifting, very fresh smelling. Maybe I didn't really need a full bottle of it. It was quite an impulse purchase. I would have been happier with a tiny travel spray, but at that time they didn't have it. And so I have this 50 ml bottle that I will now have to use. And the last question is absolute favorite perfume of all time. I don't know, I find these questions so difficult to answer, and I honestly don't know which one I want to go for. Maybe I'll go with another one that I have worn a lot. That would be Chanel No. 5 Low. Let me go grab the bottle. Now this one is a very light, airy version of No. 5. It's very modern, very easy wearing. It is my go-to fragrance as well for work. It is my everyday, anytime, any occasion, any mood kind of a fragrance. When I can't think of anything to wear, this is the one that I pick up. It is elegant, it's sophisticated, it's very well made. It's warm, it's cozy, it's refreshing. It's just an all year or seasons, all occasion even kind of a fragrance for me. And I do love it quite a bit. So you can see recently in the last maybe 2-3 years, this has been my favorite. I'm already on to my second bottle. And this one is a 100 ml bottle. The previous one was a 50 ml. So I've used quite a bit of it. I sometimes layer this with Chanel No. 5. And so even though I do layer it with other fragrances, I have used it quite a bit. So that tells you how much I enjoy wearing this one. It's an absolutely gorgeous fragrance. It's very woody, it's very powdery, it's citrusy, it's lemony. It's a very bright, happy, cheerful kind of a fragrance. And you really can't go wrong with this one. It's never too overwhelming, it's never too light, and after I wear it for a few days in a row, my clothes smell of it. It remains in my clothes even after a wash, and everything smells of this fragrance, and it's very, very nice. It's very pleasing, absolutely gorgeous fragrance. So that was the tag, guys. I would like to tag Smelly Sweet, Yummy 411, Palo Bianca, Deb Day Perfume, 50 Cents UK, Taryn Essence, Joss Jane, and Olfactive Stories. And if you're not able to do the tag, that's fine as well, but I would love to hear some of your answers to these questions in the comments below. I would love to have a discussion with you, so please do comment below and let me know what your picks would be for some of these questions. Do give this video a thumbs up if you liked it, and do subscribe to my channel. Thank you so much for watching, guys. I will see you in my next video. Bye-bye.